Oh, I got to show this to you. I found this the other day. It's my original Goodwill Hunting ticket stub.
Wow.
When I was a kid.
No kidding.
Wow.
Matinee paid $4.
Wow.
Cheaped out on us.
One of the greatest movies ever, man. It's cool to be here talking to you.
That's amazing, man.
I'm genuinely curious how the shootouts worked in the car chases, because there's an epic shot where you're in a shootout and the bullet goes into the wall right by your face. And I'm wondering how much of that is actually happening on set. Are there squibs? How's the car chases working? I know it's kind of a loaded question, but...
Well, it's a combination of a lot of things. You do squibs and load up stuff for things that you're pretty sure you can get without a big, huge, long reset. The disadvantage of squibs and pops in the cars and everything is that then you got to take the hood off, put another hood on if you do a take two. So we really did a combination of visual effects, practical effects, and tried to make it as smooth as possible.
Are you getting kickback when you're firing? I mean, like the firing the guns with the blanks. Is it actually kicking you back at all? Did you feel that?
It's a very slight kickback.
It kicks.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
You feel it.
Yeah, you definitely feel it. Yeah, I mean,
It's not as much as you would if you shot a full round.
Yeah. I've been following your work. First time I ever interviewed you was Gone Baby Gone, and I think you're a phenomenal filmmaker. And obviously, Casey, I'm so happy for him with Manchester. And I'm just wondering, like, as a director, what have you learned over the films that you've done? You look back at Gone Baby Gone. Are there things that you see there that, okay, I've now learned to do something differently here? Because I love Gone Baby Gone, but I'm sure as a filmmaker, you look at your work differently.
I think I've looked at this movie as the culmination of my movies so far. I wouldn't have been able to make this scope and scale and sort of predetermined movie without the experience that I had from the town in Gone Baby Gone and Argo, where I sort of made my bones.
Yeah. And obviously, one of the cool things about this movie is this line you say, what you put out there in the world always comes back. And I thought that was an incredible line. And I'm wondering, as actors, you put a lot out there work-wise. And I'm wondering, do roles of yours come back that, differently? You know what I mean? Like, does the character...
Well, you definitely feel the impact on people, put out there as Good Will Hunting and somebody shows you the movie ticket for it 20 years later. There's some... really positive vibes that come back, and there are some people who are want their money back.
I mentioned your brother a second ago because I love Gone Baby Gone, and I love Manchester. I think it's a brilliant film, and I'm wondering, as somebody who gets to see that, and you're Matt Damon's producing it, do you remember the first time you saw it, and do you have an idea of what was going through your mind when you experienced your brother playing that role?
I just remember the first time I saw it, I thought Casey's performance was really, really special, and I was kind of just focused on that less than on the movie, and really, when you know somebody really well, you know their tricks, you know their bullshit, you know the games they play, you know the tricks they have as actors when they're being real, when they're not, and it struck me that it was a very real performance. It wasn't a tricked up performance. It wasn't a ginned up. It wasn't faked. It wasn't using tricks.
Yeah.
And that really moved me.
Well, one of the things I love about filmmaking is just sitting here talking to you guys about how movies are made, and the linear aspect of filmmaking blows my mind. I'm wondering, when you shoot a movie that takes place over this much time period, you're shooting out of order. So how are you keeping your actors and characters in line where they are in the time-wise?
The actors that I hire are all superior actors, and they're able to maintain that themselves. I rarely have any conversations about this is before that. The actors show up. They know when it is. They know what the moment is. They've done the research. Chris has done it. Zoe's done it. Sienna's done it. Elle's done it. Chris has done it. Everybody knows sort of where they're at. And it doesn't have... I'm usually the one who's going, wait a minute, does this happen before? Does this already happen?
Yeah. All right, well, they're having me up, by the way. Batman, Superman was in my top 10 of the year.
All right.
Please direct Batman, the movie.
All right,
Please
we're
do
getting
it,
going.
Mr. Affleck.
We're going.
Please, man.
All right.
Great job.